Hey, what's going on, everybody? Adrian Hines here, and I have a special guest on the. I was about to say on the line. I'm thinking I'm doing a conference call, but I'm not doing a conference call. I'm doing a webinar. But I have a special guest on the webinar, and I may have somebody else coming out. And so, first of all, I want to say thank you, and I appreciate you spending your Sunday afternoon with me. I strategically placed this at 6 p.m. Eastern time because I know that the NBA Finals is coming on in 2 hours, and I know exactly where I'm going to be in about 2 hours, and so I wouldn't even expect you to be trying to pay attention to this later on. So again, I appreciate you guys coming on. This is a Team 300 only webinar, and these are people that are part of the 10, which I'm going to be explaining later on. But if you are a guest, then you want to say thank you to the person that invited you out, whether it's me or another team member of mine. And the reason being is because they had to go through certain qualifications in order for me to work with them hands-on personally. Okay, and I'm going to explain a little bit more about that maybe later on. I don't know if I have time for this because I want to make sure that not only am I respectful of your time, but I want to make sure that we keep this straight to the point and just explain to you the crazy, ridiculous stuff that's going on here. And that being said as well, we're going to be talking about income probably a lot. And so just so that I can stay in line with the, what is it, the FCC or the FTC or one of them F people, no income is guaranteed whatsoever. Our results are not typical and they may vary. If you want to learn more about the average earnings of people here that are affiliates of Empower Network, then make sure you go to www.empowernetwork.com/income. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, we can talk about money as much as we want. We could talk about how many lives we are impacting as much as we want, which is what I'm really pumped up and excited about. Okay, now for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Adrian Hines. I live here in the suburbs of Metro Atlanta, or I should say I live in the suburbs of Atlanta. And the reason why you're watching this webinar right now, and I know I have all different types of people on the webinar. I know I got people that are either you're involved in the network marketing industry some way, somehow, or you used to be and you got burnt out, okay? I know I have people on the webinar that are part of corporate, that have a corporate background, or you may be a student, or you may be a young person, you may be an older person. It really doesn't matter. You may have a ton of money, you may have some money, you may not have a lot of money. You may be the type of person that is that actually has a lot of time, but you don't have enough money to pursue the dreams that you want. Or you could be like me when I had a job in corporate America where I was making some pretty good money, but I didn't have the time to do what I wanted to do. Either way, I am talking to you, and this webinar right here is really going to inform you about what's really going on in our industry, in our company called Empower Network, all right? And so let me just paint the vision for you very quickly. My vision for Team 300, that is my personal team, is to help people to become free, because I understand that freedom is extremely important. I understand that when I used to have a job I used to sell phones for a living, right? My last job that I had, I was a manager for a Sprint kiosk here in the Metro Atlanta area, and I would just see people coming into the mall, especially on Saturdays during college football season, and they would have on these UGA T-shirts. They would have on the Georgia T-shirts and stuff like that. And all I wanted to do, and I talked to them, and I'd ask them, where are you about to go watch the game at? And so these people would go to Hudson Grill, or they would go to Taco Mat, or they would go to their friend's house to watch the game. But here I was stuck in the mall on all day Saturday, could not watch college football whatsoever. All right, so one of the things that really drove me, as crazy or as menial as it may sound, is sometimes from time to time I make up words when I'm talking so fast and I get so passionate and excited. I don't even know if menial is a word, but it just sounded right, so I inserted it in the conversation. But it may seem so small, minute. That's the word that I was thinking about. It may seem so small and minute, but my goal was to quit my job, so that I can sit in front of the TV every single Saturday during college football season and watch as many games as I wanted. And do you know I actually did that? Do you know September 15th of 2012, which was a Saturday, was the last day that I ever punched the time clock in corporate America? Do you know that I was able to sit in front of the TV and watch as many college football games as possible? Do you know that I was able to go and travel all over, literally all over the country? Thank you. In some parts of the world, I've been on cruises, been out of the country to Jamaica, Guyana, not Costa Rica, but the Cayman Islands. I've been able to start living my dream life. And so I said, you know what? I've been able to accomplish this for myself, so I want to be able to help other people to get free. Now, freedom to you may mean something that's totally different to me, but the fact of the matter is this: we all want a certain level of freedom in certain areas of our life, whether you want financial freedom, right? Whether you want relationship freedom so that you can be free to be who you want to be in your relationships, whether you want time freedom. You may be making all the money in the world, but you don't have time to do the things that actually matter. And so on this webinar right now, over the next 50 minutes or so, I'm going to share with you, not only but my special guest, we're going to share with you exactly how you can break free. So here's what you need to do right now. You need to cut off any distractions, get off Facebook, cut off the TV, close out all the windows that you may have open right now on your computer, your laptop, or your tablet, and just pay close attention, because I'm telling you right now, we are going somewhere. We are building an army of people that we're going to help to get free. Now, here's the fact of the matter. We are going to do this with or without you. Now, we prefer to do it with you since you were specially invited out, but we understand that time waits for no man, and we understand that we are living life on a purpose, and we must accomplish what God has placed us here to accomplish. And so here's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to just tell a little bit more about maybe 2 more minutes about my background, and then I'm going to bring out my special guest, and then we're going to make sure that we just explain to you how critical the next 30 days is, okay? Literally how critical the next 30 days. So my dad, I have a network marketing background because my dad introduced me to the industry back in 1999. Now, if depending on your age, I know that may seem so far away, but 1999, I got introduced to the network marketing industry. The company name was Excel Communications. We actually sold long distance service, right? That was before cell phones were even came out, really. All right, that was before we could just do unlimited texting and all that stuff. And so he introduced me to the industry. I saw right away as a young individual, I saw right away how you could actually leverage other people's efforts to get rich. But the thing was, I wasn't educated up here. I wasn't educated up here, and I didn't know that this was a profession that you actually have to take seriously. So needless to say, like many people that get involved in the network marketing industry, I stumbled my way all the way through 2006, joining different companies, but never really having success. Now, fast forward to 2008, that's when I actually came online. I made a decision. I said, you know what? I am going to learn this thing, and it doesn't matter to me how long it takes me to make money. I am going to figure this thing out because I want to walk away from corporate America. And then I stumbled my way all the way from 2008 until 2012. That's when things began to click for me and things began to come together. That's when in September, I was actually able to walk away from my job. Now, as I'm telling you this story, I want you to understand, because I believe so much in this industry, and I was ignorance on fire at times, I quit my job 5 times, all right? Corporate America, I quit my job 5 times to build some type of home-based business. And I fell flat on my face 4 times. Let me tell you some of the hardships that I brought upon myself. Not the industry, but I bought upon myself, okay? My favorite car was repossessed. I just got it June of 2004. That sucker was gone December of 2004. I had a Chrysler 300. I didn't even get to test the heated seats out in the wintertime because it was gone in December, right? I faced eviction, right? So I ended up leaving in the middle of the night so I didn't have to get publicly humiliated. There were many times where I didn't have enough gas to put in my car. There were times where I didn't have enough food that I wanted to eat. Now, if you know me, I like to eat a lot, but I didn't have enough food like I wanted. But I went through those hardships, and I went through those lessons. I don't call them failures because I actually learned from them, and it helped me to become a stronger person so that the next time I quit my job, I did it better. And then the next time, and then the next time. And so I just got wiser with learning how to work efficiently in this industry, in this sphere that we have here, okay? And so this is somebody, now that may not be your story. And if it's not your story, then I congratulate you, because really, I don't want you to have to go through what I went through, okay? But I do understand this as a leader. I understand that it's not my job to struggle for you, but it's my job to tell you that the struggle is worthwhile. Now, the way that we have things set up here with the Power Network, we are literally, and I'm not being facetious, I'm not hyping this up or anything like that, but we are literally removing most of the barriers that most people face. And I am going to explain to you a simple formula that within the next 30 days, if you decided to get started with us, if you decided to get started with the person that invited you out, we're going to give you a formula that's going to produce a ridiculous amount of income, or I should say, that can produce a ridiculous amount of income for you within the next 30 days. All right. And so that being said, I want to introduce you guys to a guest of mine. He's a team member of mine. We are all part of this one big conglomerate team called the Dream Team. I have my own personal team. He has his own personal team. This is a guy that, Paul, you're what, 25 or 26, bro?
26.
26 years old. He is literally crushing it. I'm going to let him tell you his background. He has some funny stories. But the reason why I brought him out, number one, because he's a young guy. He is new to the industry, and he's literally crushing it. If he decides to share the income that he's making, that's totally fine. But he is making the income that most people dream about. All right. So that being said, Paul, I want to pass it over to you, bro.
Awesome. Thank you for introducing me, man, and phenomenal way to start off, man. Your energy is so infectious. I'm even more hyped up now, and that's why Adrian's doing so well. First of all, for whoever's watching this right now, I mean, just look at his energy and his passion. I mean, that alone in itself can infect and influence other people to help them make some new decisions, just how some of you just made a decision right now. But I want to tell you a little bit about my story and to tell you exactly where I was and why should you listen to me, right? Because, I'm someone that dropped out of college. I've had at least 10 to 15 jobs, right? I know what you're probably thinking, wow, this guy's a loser. I've been through multiple relationships. I've tried almost every single drug besides heroin, right? I was just on a spiral that led to nowhere. And, I was 24 years old where I started looking at my life and found out that I wasn't really doing anything that was conductive for my success and actually setting up a future for myself, because I was working just like Adrian Hines. Me and him have kind of similar backgrounds to the point where I finally found a job where I can actually use, my personality to also influence as well, which was in direct sales in the cell phone industry. I worked as a cell phone sales rep and as a manager for about 3 years, and it got to the point of, although I enjoyed my job, I didn't understand that making $2,000 a month was not palpable for somebody who has a mortgage or somebody who has a family to take care of, bills. And I had to really reevaluate my life, because it came to the point where I was so frustrated from just working corporate America 40 hours a week, living paycheck to paycheck, that everything around me in my life was failing. My career in mixed martial arts, I'm also a pro MMA fighter. I started losing in my fights. I started, again, losing relationships. I started hanging out with the wrong people. I was just setting myself up for failure, to the point where I even got so stressed out from just being in a position of poverty, living paycheck to paycheck, stress, that I even had a nervous breakdown. And I found this industry, and then from that, my family deemed me to be insane, because they've never seen such certainty and passion about something that I've ever had in my life. That I went to a mental hospital to go and sleep basically for 6 days, which, first of all, in my opinion, I'm like, wait, I could have just slept here in my house, but they somehow, thought that I should be in a mental hospital. So, I tell you all that because I've been through the road of struggle. I've been through the road of poverty. And, after repeating the cycle of years and years and years of the same thing, expecting a different result, I finally made a new decision, because I was listening to my family and friends who were broke telling me, go back to school, go get a job, and I did that, failed. I was listening to people that didn't know anything about making money. I was listening to people that didn't have any even close to the idea of what it really takes to be successful in America. And because I was listening to the wrong people, I ended up having a terrible, miserable life. I was unhappy, miserable, and broke. And then I got around the industry, and luckily, I found this system, this formula that we're going to teach you in this hangout. instantly, right? So I didn't have the years of pain and struggle that Adrian did. I was very fortunate and blessed to find something that actually works, because there's a lot of stuff out there, right? And when I found the system, which was exactly 17 months ago, up until today, my business partner, who's also my girlfriend now, since partnering up together, since getting started collectively, we've made close to 120 grand in the past 17 months, and in the past 90 days, we've been averaging anywhere from 15 to 25,000 a month. And of course, results aren't typical, but I'm just somebody that went from making $2,000 a month to my mindset believing that I was only worth $2,000 a month for 3 years, until I finally got sick and tired. I drew a line in the sand and I said enough is enough, because something had to change, because the life that I was living at that point was not working. I mean, imagine if all that happened to the person that's watching this right now. You would assume that your life isn't working either, and something had to change. Maybe you've gone through something similar. Maybe you've gone through a struggle. Maybe you've gone through the point where you're getting your car repossessed like Adrian Hines. Maybe you failed in business, or maybe you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you're at a job where you feel you're lacking purpose, where you feel like you're lacking vision. You don't really know where you're going in the next 3 to 5 to 10 years, guys. And, you know, I made the decision to get started. Since just getting started and plugging in with the right people, I got plugged in with the right company. I got plugged in with the right people, with Adrian, who's one of my mentors, the Dream Team. And my life completely changed. And I literally had to change everything that I was doing, from the way that I woke up every single morning to the way that I was even falling asleep. I had to adapt some new habits to become the person that I needed to become in order to attract the wealth that I have today. So what I'm telling you right now is that if you're watching this, and you know, although the income results are extraordinary, what Adrian's been able to do this past week is extraordinary. You know, again, the results aren't typical because we chose not to be typical people, because we got tired and we drew our line in the sand. We had our line in the sand moment that enough is enough, and that something needed to change. Through that power of that decision, and having our values so high to serving God, we both believe in God, and whatever you believe in is fine, but we both believe in God, and we both believe in serving a higher purpose than just going to a job. And that is the reason why we're so passionate and hungry, and that's the reason why we succeed here, is because this industry is directly proportioned to our core, most higher values, and that is why we succeed. I had to change as a person. I went from being a drug addict, a sex addict. I went from being totally confused about who God even was to having absolute faith and certainty and purpose and mission in my life as a result of plugging in with people like Adrian, plugging into this system and formula, and my life has completely transformed. I went from driving a 2002 Toyota Corolla to just recently buying a $15,000 car, a 2012 Scion TC, cash paid, and still have money left in the bank. And it still boggles my mind how I made the decision to change, not just to get started, right? Because anybody can get started, but it starts with making the decision to change. And I don't want to take up too much, but that's a little bit of my introduction, and that's all I got for now. But let's go to the core essence and the meat and potatoes of the hangout. Otherwise, I won't stop talking, because see what Adrian did? He transferred all his energy to me. Now I'm freaking excited like crazy, especially with what we got going on in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, actually, let's talk about that. And man, even though I know your story, man, I'm sitting here on mute just laughing and rolling. And I mean, I'm like, I've never heard it before, because it does something when you can actually, because I met Paul. See, with the Power Network, we have live events every 3 months, all right, which, by the way, our next event is in Charlotte at the end of this month, June 26th, 27th, and 28th. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that, especially if you already been involved in the network marketing industry. You understand the power of events. But I remember seeing Paul at the front of the room. Again, we're part of this whole big dream team, right? And we had this hotel room that was in the conference, and we were doing something with a group of younger people called the Young Guns, 18 to 25, and we had them to come up to the front of the room and just share their story, you know, why they decided to come out and things of that nature. And Paul had, how many people did you have with you at your first event?
I had 4.
He had 4 people at his first event. Now, here's the power of making a decision and taking it very seriously. So I was just literally blown away by 2 stories, his story and another young guy's story, okay? And I saw Paul as somebody that was going to be phenomenal in this because it was just the way that he was able to speak, the way that he carried himself, and he brought people with him that are no longer here. As a matter of fact, the people that actually sponsored him in the business are no longer in the business. But you see, what that doesn't even really matter here with Empower Network. That's how strong our system is. Our system is so strong that even if you're a newbie to internet marketing, even if you're a newbie to the network marketing niche industry, it really doesn't matter. We have a simple step. We have a fast start training program that if you can just be serious, make a commitment and follow it, then you're going to be able to get results. Now, how quickly? I don't know. All right, because the determining factor, the variable is you. I do know this, that again, and I'm going to share this system with you. I'm going to share the formula with you on how you can create a massive amount of income within the next 30 days because what we're doing at our event in Charlotte is called our Impact event in Charlotte. We are bringing out Empower Network to the masses, to the mass market. Now, for the last 2.5 years, we've been this little internet marketing thing, just been wreaking havoc on the internet and just been helping a lot of people to make a lot of money. I mean, I've been involved in several network marketing companies in the past, and I've never seen as many people make 6 figures as I have here with Empower Network. I've never seen as many people be able to quit their job as I have here with Empower Network, okay? I've never seen as many people earn their first commission as I have here with Empower Network. At every single event that we go to, right? At every single event we go to, we have something that's called the commission countdown. And it just really gets you excited. It really gets you pumped up. And with the commission countdown, here's exactly what happens. There's a time where we start out at who made the most money. It's usually around $3 or $4 million, and we count it all the way down to who has made their first $25. And I lie to you not, every single event, we have at least 95% of the people stand up that's made a commission. Now, if you've been in the network marketing industry, you understand how powerful that is. Now, I'm not talking about a room of 200 people. I'm not talking about a room of 500 people. I'm talking about a room of 1,200 people, a room of 2,500 people, a room of 5,000 people, a room of 3,500 people. We pack out our events, and these are not your typical network marketing events. These are events where people's lives literally change. These are events where people are crying because they have discovered their purpose. These are events where people actually get in tune with who they are, actually are, and what their purpose is, and how they can actually help out other people. These are events where people make a decision to be better than what they were their previous years. These are events where new decisions are made, where people are actually stretching themselves. They come out and they get massive amount of results within the next 90 days. These are events that are not ordinary. And so here, Paul, should I get into the game plan of the formula on how to create massive wealth, or should we tell a little bit more stories real quick, man?
Yeah, we should definitely tell a little bit more stories.
All right,
sure.
I'm
gonna
leave
the nuggets to the end because this whole training will be incomplete unless you watch this entire thing.
Yeah, we're going to share the formula at the end. But even as we're doing this webinar and explaining to you a little bit about what's going on, I want you to pay very close attention. All right, because we are teaching you the psychology behind how to be successful online. All right, we are teaching you the psychology on how to be successful even offline, okay? And the fact of the matter is this, I wouldn't know how to do this if it wasn't for the educational training that we have here with Empower Network. Now, many people, you know what, as I'm talking about the educational training, let me talk about this, and then, Paul, I want to get your feedback on this. Many people think that we don't have legitimate products, all right? And I'm not going to get into a whole lot of detail about what the products are. As a matter of fact, you just want to get back with the person that invited you out if you really want to break down on what it is. What I found out is that when you explain things with passion and energy and excitement and just continue to talk about the vision, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what the products are. People just get in. You may have made a decision right now to get started, and so if you did, that's great. Here's the fact of the matter. We live in a world where if your business is not online, then you're going to fail. Period, point blank. As a matter of fact, there's a team member of mine that shot a video. Her name is Shirley. She lives in Tennessee. She actually lives in Nashville, Tennessee. She shot a video. She went to a mall where most of the mall was empty. Most of the stores were gone. And I was literally blown away because the mall that I used to work in here in the metro Atlanta area, most of that mall is shut down. And I thought that mall was empty. I thought that mall was a ghost town. But when she sent me the video yesterday and I watched it, I was blown away. And here's the reason why, because business owners are not adapting to the change that's going on. Most network marketers and network marketing companies, they're not adapting to the realistic change that's going on. So what's happening? You got people that are struggling so hard in the industry. You got people that were making big, large amounts of money, but guess what? Because of the change that's going on, because of the attrition, because people are not wanting to pay the high amount for the whatever it's called, what is it called when you're paying for? I forget what it's called. But you know what I'm talking about, the monthly residual income for the products. Leaders are losing money. They're losing out on money. And they're not able, they're still stuck on building their business the traditional way, which if you want to do that, that's cool, because we've got something phenomenal that's coming out in the next 30 days at our Charlotte event. That if you want to build your business the traditional way, go right ahead, do it. As for me, I prefer leveraging the internet because I only talk to people that actually made a decision and actually bought from me. Paul, I don't know about you. If you only speak to people now that, you know, when they buy from you. I mean, is that the case with you, man?
I mean, yeah. I mean, just to add on to a couple of things. I mean, yeah. I mean, the cool thing is that, you know, not only do I speak to people that I've already bought, but like the people that we do get into our business are the ones that are interested anyway. So it's unlike, you know, traditional marketing methods where you're having a market to a cold market who may not even be interested in what you're selling. Here at Empower Network, they teach you how to market in target-rich environments or in niches that are already ready to buy, pulling out their credit card, clicking the submit button, and just getting in and getting started, like just how you probably just did right now. But, you know, that's the cool thing about the new age and the industry today, because, you know, there's a quote, and I forgot who said the quote, and that doesn't really matter, but the quote is so profound, where the learners are going to inherit the earth, and the learneth are going to be beautifully equipped to be in a world that doesn't exist. Okay, and what, basically, to add on to what Adrian was saying, is that the world is changing. We're definitely in the information and technology era where business is done online. Why? Because the culture is there, that people are on their phones, on Facebook, on social media. Most people are looking down versus looking up at billboards, right? And most people don't know how to market effectively. You know, in traditional network marketing businesses, they're still taught the old methods that just simply don't work. And you know what's powerful about this particular company, right? Because the numbers don't lie. See, I was in the cell phone industry making my bosses $15,000 to $20,000 a month in sales. I was making $2,000 a month. I recognized that I was making 20% commissions, 10% commissions, something like that. So I was always thinking to myself, like, man, like, you know, what if one day, like, I could be making that kind of money? Like, that started happening around year 3. Once I started getting, you know, bogged down by being broke all the time, I started like thinking outside the box. Like, what about if I could do it? So my mind got to work, you know, and I landed upon a video very similar to the one that you may be watching right now. And I pulled out my credit card for $25, and I'm not gonna lie, I was scared. I looked everywhere online to make sure that it was legit. In fact, it took me a week because I did not believe it. I could not believe that a company like this can produce 13 millionaires, 25 people who've earned over $250,000, 43 people who have earned over $100,000, and 30,000 affiliates who've already gotten paid out. Because from what I've seen and from what I've heard is that most people fail, most people don't make any money, and for me, those type of numbers allowed me to trust in this business and allowed me to trust my mentors, because I realized, like, numbers don't lie, right? And if somebody like me, who can come in with no marketing experience, no business experience, didn't believe in God, never studied anything as far as personal growth and development. I was just some guy who was hungry. You know, I have a daughter who's a year and a half old, and I got started as a result of her because she was just born, and my job wasn't able to pay the bills to take care of her. And I realized that I needed to step up my game as a father, as a man, and I knew that a job was just not going to be sufficient enough. You know, some of you guys have jobs, and, you know, I don't knock down jobs. Be grateful for the fact that you have a job. But the truth of the matter is that the linear income that you're making, you're not going to be able to continue to ever really truly live that lifestyle. And nowadays, you know, the retirement era is like 73, 75 years old. You know, I walk around and I go shopping at Walmart, and I see all these old people who are still working at Walmart, right? That may be a grandmother of yours or a grandfather of yours or your parents, and you're in 2014 where if you want to learn how to make money, you want to do it online. You want to do it with the right people at the right place and at the right time. And right now is the right time because we have something massive going on in the next 3 weeks where you can capitalize on a momentum shift, okay? On a momentum that can take you and your business and whoever's watching this right now from zero to hero in the next 30 to 60 days. And I can say that confidently because when I got in, there was no momentum. There was nothing really building that as big as it is right now. There was no special window or opportunity. I got in, 90 days later, I had a month where I made over $11,000 in a single month, okay? 90 days in with just because of the training that was involved in this system, okay? And that means is that what I did to make that result and what Adrian does to get those results is that here, right, because traditionally in network marketing companies, it takes 3 to 5 years to make any kind of real big or real worth results that are worth talking about. If you look at the statistics everywhere, most people don't make money and most people aren't able to create any kind of result. Not because the products are bad, okay? I'm not bogging down any other companies, but because the commission payouts are not conducive for the rep's success. The companies pay out teeny weeny tiny itsy witsy teeny weeny tiny little commissions where you can't make enough money to change your lifestyle and your income. You have to sell thousands of people. You cannot make enough money selling a product that not that many people want and need in the first place. And the cool thing about Empower is that we are the solution to all companies' problems, right? Why? Because we provide a bigger payout where we pay you 100% of the money. Okay, that means that you keep all of it. On all of our core product lines, besides the master's course, you make all of the money, which allows you to start reinvesting your profits back into business, which is called scientific advertising. You go out there and create bigger and faster results with the revenue that you generated from your marketing. And you just continue to scale and scale and scale to the point where you can go out there and start immediately linking up with us right now, clicking the button below and registering. You can immediately start creating a 5-figure income immediately. And I'm not going to tell you that that's what you're going to do, but for the people that follow Adrian's advice, for the people that all follow my advice to the exact T, they're the ones that are going to get the result. Because right now, with this window of opportunity, what took me making 120 grand in a year, making 11 grand my first 90 days in the business in 1 month, you guys can do that faster and much more effectively in the next 30 to 60 days because of what this promotional window of our company is opening up. So if you're watching this right now and you haven't pulled out your credit card yet, shame on you, because you need to, right? And not for me, right? Because listen, we're going to make the money anyway. We're going to help people regardless whether you get in or not. And we understand that not everybody's going to get in, right? And that's fine. But the cool thing is that the more that we make and the more passionate and hungry we get, the more people that we're able to help. And that's really the key. The reason why Adrian succeeds at the level that he does, the reason why I succeed at the level that I do, is because we help people make money. Okay? We help people make their first dollars on the internet. We help people make their first $3,000 commissions, $1,000 commissions, and as a result, we have loyal clients and business partners that love to pay us. People love to pay us. People love to pay us $5,000. People love to pay us $1,000 a day. People love to pay us $500 a day. Maybe you love to pay us $500 to $1,000 to $5,000 right now to get started. Why? Because the amount of value that we have as people is a direct reflection of the education in this system, and that's what you're going to get. And when you get plugged into the system, and you not just go to this event in Charlotte, but you are going to become the person that you need to become in order to attract the wealth. You're going to get a skill set that you've never thought you could ever have, whether it's in communication, whether it's in blogging, whether it's in video. We have, just like Adrian said earlier, a fast start training process that if you follow daily to the T and you take action right now, you can catapult on the biggest wealth creation movement the industry has ever seen. The industry is going to be literally flipped around on its head because our vision And the company's vision is to create 100 new millionaires a year, and that's why I'm so passionate. That's why I'm so hungry, and it's gonna happen with or without you.
And guys, he's only 26 years old. You would think that he's like been in the industry for a minute the way that he talks. And he said something, and it made me think about, what? For those of you that are wondering, Adrian, why have you been so successful as far as this time around quitting your job? And it's for a few simple things, all right? And again, I'm not knocking any network marketing companies that I've been in. They were actually great companies. I wasn't the same person that I am now. Okay, I want you to understand that. I wasn't the same person. I didn't know how to market. I didn't know how to speak intelligent. Well, I could speak intelligently, but I didn't know how to really present or anything like that. I didn't know how to hold people's attention, and I didn't have what we have here with the Power Network. Here's one of the main reasons why this is so powerful, all right? Our first product is a $25 a month viral blogging system. It's a viral blogging platform that allows you to get to brand yourself, build trust with your particular audience. You can blog about whatever you want or whatever the case may be. Hey, Nicole, what's going on?
Hey, guys. Hey, Adrian. Hey, Paul.
Hey, I'm going to finish this real quick, and then I'm going to bring you out because I know you had to jump on real quick. And I was about to say, did the Jamie Tardy really show up? Because I'm following her podcast.
Oh, I'm right here. Jamie's behind me. Say, hey, Jamie.
Jamie, I actually follow your podcast.
Yes, awesome.
I'm at Jamie's house right now.
Yo, I just listened to the one the other day about the guy you interviewed that lost everything in the music industry and then gained it back with real estate. Yo, this is amazing right here.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, by the way, y'all need to subscribe to the Eventual Millionaire podcast. That's the Jamie Tardy right there. She is an awesome lady. Awesome.
Go pick up the book. She just brought out a new book as well, self-titled. Go get the book by Jamie Tardy, Eventual Millionaire. So so when I just popped on, your picture came up first, and then mine came up. That's why he was like, the Jamie Tardy's picture, like, what's going on? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be muted until you're ready for me to come
Actually, Nicole, guys, let me introduce Nicole because she just stepped away from dinner and she was jumping on doing me a favor. This is a lady that's created. She's did a ton of money in real estate, a ton of money on the internet, and then she's done a ton of money online with Empower Network. And this is somebody that's so down to earth, that is so comical, and she really has a heart to help people. So I said, Nicole, would you be able to step out, just share a little bit about some of the things that you've seen involved in the industry in this window of time frame that we have here with the Power Network, as far as how we're going to be able to help a lot more people, whether you're new or whether you've been seasoned in the industry, how we're going to really help them create a massive amount of money. So, Nicole, that being said, I'm going to pass it over to you, and then I'm going to finish up.
Awesome. Well, guys, let me tell you, I just ate a wrap with some spinach in it, so if you see some green somewhere in the front, don't be talking about me. But happy to have me. I'm happy to be on with you, Adrian. Thanks for having me on. And you know what, guys, I'm really, really grateful and just appreciative of what we have access to. I don't think a lot of you guys realize the power of internet marketing. I mean, Jamie and I were just sitting here talking about all the amazing people she's connected to and the stuff that they're doing, and just even up-leveling, right, Jamie? We were talking about the fact that a lot of us come in and we have such a small mindset of our little microcosm of a world that we live in, where you want to make a few dollars here and there doing what you do. But there are so many levels to this game, guys. There's so many opportunities that are presented to you as a result of mastering the skill and the concept of internet marketing. And I would just tell you guys this, since being in this industry, I just feel like it's in an alignment. It's in alignment with those of us who have always been ambitious entrepreneurs, and we wanted to do big things, but we just didn't have the manpower, right? But now you have the vehicle of internet marketing just pretty much at your fingertips, where you can connect with people all over the world. You can leverage different systems. You can get plugged into different communities, and in an instant, you can go from going what would take you maybe 5 to 10 years of progress in your life to doing that in a year, even in your finances. It's funny because some of you guys, I don't know what level you are at where you want to earn an income, right? Some of you guys are hearing about the big numbers, and I will keep a disclaimer out there, results are not typical. You want to make sure you go and see our income disclaimer. But some of you guys are coming in saying, I just want to pay my rent, or I just want to pay my car note, or you're thinking about just earning a minimal commission. But the reality is, guys, when you get in this kind of environment, the change of language about the kind of money people are making will blow your mind. To go from being around people who talk about 40 to 50 grand a year for a job to being in the presence of people earning 40 to 50 grand in a month, right, consistently. And even some people who have done that, you know, Justin Ferengia did that in a day, made 40 grand in one day. It's a paradigm shift. It's a total just a whole new experience and an encounter, and it actually forces you to get outside of your comfort zone and go to a new level. So let me just kind of share with you guys some things about what you have access to within Empower Network and what you have access to in those trainings, because I feel like we talk a lot about money, but very few of us talk about the power of the skill and the long-term leverage that you can have if you really master what they're teaching you back there. I mean, I'm talking from as simple as the Inner Circle trainings to the Costa Rica, to the 15K, on up to the Masters, guys. Those concepts and principles that they're teaching you about internet marketing are worth millions of dollars. Because I'm in Austin, we have a chance to get plugged into people in the industry. There's a guy, you know, he's known as the conversion scientist, I think is what they call him. Everybody talks about him. And he teaches all about sales conversions. But his focus is sales conversions. Then I met another lady the other day who focused on sales funnels. She charges $7,500 a day just to sit with her and talk about creating a sales funnel. Then when you get down to copywriters, if you want to work with them, I was watching this guy the other day. He said you can't sit down and talk to him if you don't have $30,000 to $50,000 to work with him on him developing your copy for your website. Then the list goes on and on of what people are doing with the information that we're being taught in those trainings. So why am I saying that? I'm saying because being that we're in Empower, and I don't know how many of you guys are really watching those trainings, but when you get access to the curriculum that's in there, guys, we're learning everything across the board when it comes to internet marketing. We're learning about sales funnels. We're learning about list building. We're learning about conversions. We're learning about copywriting. We're learning about building relationships. We're learning about social media marketing, video marketing. You name it, we're learning it. And what that does, guys, is when you have such an expansive level of information about how the internet works so intricately, when you sit down with somebody and you show them, or you just talk to, like I meet with all kind of business owners now and just get a little bit of feedback of where they are in their businesses, and in 5 minutes I can help them map out a plan to potentially triple their profits. I can show them how to triple their list. I can talk to them about what's wrong on their website. And people are coming left and right asking for me to work for them and want me to be their consultant. Or, you know, it's just amazing because of what we know. So I share that with you guys because I want you to understand that this is such a great opportunity. And I call it Internet Marketing University. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of people who I talk to who've gone through different programs, college programs. They're 40 grand a year to get an internet marketing degree. And the reality is, even when they come out, everything for them is theoretical. It's not practical. It's not real access to implement those things. Now, for you, you have an opportunity to earn while you learn, right? Which means while you're going through these things with Empower, while you're going through those trainings, while you're being plugged into the different events and hangouts and stuff that we're doing, you literally can be turning around and making a commission. And if you guys see how they've mapped stuff out now with the compensation plan, baby, it's Christmas. It's Christmas in the summertime. You know, it's just been a phenomenal it's been a phenomenal week with them introducing this promotion, and it's that much greater of an incentive for us to really present it and introduce people to, guys, I don't want you to just introduce them to an opportunity. I want you to introduce them to access to a shift of their future, to the shift of their career. You know, my whole focus now is teaching people how to develop six-figure careers online from the content you have on your computer. Right? That even if you choose not to use Empower to build out a business, but you learn what's in Empower, and you say, I want to become a social media specialist, or I want to become a sales funnel specialist, or I want to become a conversion scientist, right? Or I want to become a traffic specialist. I know now for me, after all that I've learned, I'm an online business developer. I can literally show somebody how to get their business up and running from beginning to end as a result of what I've learned. So I say all that to say, guys, is that when you have access to this information, look, dig in and be a student of it, right? Don't come in here with the mindset of I'm here, pay me. because a lot of people fall when they come in with that level of mindset of entitlement. Like, because I showed up or I made an investment, you better give me my check, right? That's not how this works. How this works is you have an opportunity. You now have access. You now have exposure into a world that you probably didn't know exist a few months ago. And now that you have access to this, take advantage of it. Take advantage of the relationships that you can build with the people. Take advantage with what is being taught. Take advantage of leveraging this information to think about where you want it to take you to the next level. Because, guys, this is just the beginning for where it is that you're going to go. I promise you, doors will fling wide open. I mean, Adrian can tell you, we started online. What was that, Adrian, 2008?
2008.
It was so funny when we got started. And
Yes.
we used to be watching each other's videos, like what they doing, what he's selling, what he, what is he promoting. And we all started together years ago where all of us were struggling and trying to figure out who we wanted to be when we grew up. And here we are, 5, 6 years later. And the very skill that we started mastering back then with the video marketing and things like that, now it's just gone on to a whole new level. And so many doors are opening and continuous opportunities are presenting themselves. So like when Empower came around, it was where we were all kind of burnt out in the MLM world. And we were like, oh God, I just can't do this anymore. I need something that I can really leverage and people can really succeed with. And lo and behold, Empower was born. And it was a great gateway to get a lot of us back in the game again of internet marketing and also have a vehicle to introduce other people to it. And now we have this opportunity to show people literally, guys, we're not making a couple bucks. Like, the money we're making, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I'll just keep it at that. Which is encouraging because you start understanding your value, right? You realize the value of all the hours you've invested in learning the skill and, all the money that you've invested in different programs and all the energy you've put into different things and people calling you crazy and, the sleepless nights, being on your computer. I mean, I got LASIK surgery in 2005. I started on the internet in 2007. By 2008, I had 2 pair of glasses, some reading glasses and some seeing glasses, because I was on the computer so much. So you start seeing all those sacrifices we've made. You start getting the compensation for it. You start getting the benefit. You start seeing the benefit of your time invested. So guys, I want you to know that this is not in vain. We got Charlotte going on in 2 weeks. And I tell you, it was initially a regional event, and it has turned into a national event. It is pretty exciting. It's going to be a lot of great things happening, and to work with someone who has the heart for the people, right? He's always reinventing the wheel to keep us happy. I don't know what they have in store, but I do know that I'll be there front and center, ready to receive whatever doors, opportunities, or things that are, more things that they're going to be presenting for us. And I would just say this, guys, plug into our community. It's just a very rewarding place because we're different. Not a lot of people, understand or get what it is that we do. I guess that's why me and Jamie, we've been here talking. And I was like, I got to go. She was like, wait a minute, where are you going? I was like, I got to do a webinar. She's like, wait, I got my laptop. Because we're in this conversation and we got so much, it's just so much excitement and stuff going on that when you get together with people in this world and you network and you connect, you just see the opportunities that are just growing and blossoming in this space. And so, guys, hold on to these relationships that we have. Really invest in them just as much as you want to get out of them. Because I can tell you I'm so grateful that I lost everything in 2007, went bankrupt and foreclosed, and everything I ever owned was gone. That was forcing me to start from scratch, and I ended up on the internet pregnant and couldn't get a job. And so I discovered this world called internet marketing. And I think back to that experience. I think back to those days where I was on a computer, $200 a month coming in, staying in a friend's spare bedroom on a 40-year-old pull-out couch with springs in my back and just desperate for change and tapping away at the computer all day. I was pregnant and I'm like, please, how do you make money from home? How do you make money online? How do you make money now? And the more I saw, back then pop-ups were big. Remember that, Adrian? You had like a gazillion pop-ups. They would attack you. They just pop up, right? And all these different offers. This is before pop-up blockers existed. But I wasn't in any way thinking that it was a fraud or a scam. I was trying to figure out what was the science behind how these pop-up blockers worked. how did I come across these different offers? And when I would see people's lead capture pages and them talking about, make money from home, and them in front of their fancy cars and big houses, and, with pictures of them in front of the pyramids of Egypt, or gondolas in Venice, or, just in all over the world, I knew it had to be some level of truth, and they had a life that I wanted to live. So I needed to know what are they doing that I need to learn. And I didn't really focus on the money. I said, if I can figure out what they're doing behind the computer that allowed them to show up on my screen, then I don't have to worry about money. And that's when I became a student. I mean, we studied, didn't we, Adrian? We still study. Adrian, you see his Facebook page. Adrian's always listening to a training. And, this morning I got up while I'm cleaning my office and I'm listening to trainings. And, it's like we're always a student in the game. And the reason why, guys, is because in order to truly build wealth and in order to be successful in anything, you have to become a master of your craft. And the average time it takes to become a master of your craft is 10,000 hours. Okay? That may scare some of you. But if you look around and you see, and I heard Kevin Hart say it the other day, is people were like, you were a success overnight. He was like, what are they talking about? I've been at this for 10, 15, 20 years, right? Going from comedy shows to earn $60 to win a contest, back when I was working in a shoe store back in 90, whatever year it was, 96, 98, to I'm just really getting my name out there. So it took him about 20 years to get out there. And that's because people who invest in mastering their craft, they attract the success in their lives because they are committed to their craft. And so, I know y'all want me to tell you you'll be a millionaire overnight. You're going to make a whole lot of money. Just put your finger here and there and there and there. And then it's going to be like Las Vegas where you hear cha-ching, cha-ching. And it's possible, guys. You might have some cha-chings coming. But in order to keep the cha-chings consistent, you want to become a master of your craft. And so that means engaging in the content, guys. Don't just engage in the hype. Right? We're all excited, right? Whoop, making all this money, whoop, whoop, it's exciting. But you have to sit down, open up that computer, log in to your back office, and go through and look at those trainings and identify, which ones you feel you need to learn at this moment and become a master in the process of being an online marketer and consider yourself, someone who wants to learn how to be an online business developer. Because if you do that, because we are so exposed to so many aspects of online marketing, we have the ability to do that, and you can do it well, and you can be charging a whole lot of money just for your consulting. So that's what I want to share, y'all.
Nicole, and then Paul, I want to bring you out, bro. Nicole, in about 2 minutes or less, what can you say to that person as far as the new changes that's going on for the A-type personality that's like, okay, just show me the money? What can you say to that individual about going into the Charlotte event and why they should get back with the team member that invited them on the webinar so that they can get started?
What I would say is take action fast and share with as many people as possible what we have going on. When you bring people to the events, that's where the momentum kicks in, right? So when we talk about where you are versus where we are as a community, you always want to leverage your community to help you make the progress that you feel you want to make. And if you are a leader, if you are somebody who comes from the whole network marketing industry and you have a network of people who are like we were, burnt out, right, with the traditional way of doing things, and you are ready to really see some rapid progress in your life and in your business and financially, get to the event and bring at least 10 people with you. You'll be surprised how your income explodes by getting people at the event, because here's a catch. Although we're internet marketers, although we can do things virtually, you still need the human touch, right? And when they get to these events and they see people just like themselves sharing similar stories and having the experiences that they've had and the success that they've had, your business will explode. So, and it happens to us every single time. You're sitting there and watching your income increase. So I would say get to the live event, bring 10 people with you, and get ready for some rapid success.
And one last thing, Nicole, was your last week amazing like ours was?
Oh, my last week was amazing. It's funny. I looked at the, I don't even really pay attention to the leaderboards as much. I just take care of business, right? And I looked and saw my name at number 5 or something. I'm like, oh, top income number 5. Okay, that sounds good. And I was above Lawrence Tam, might I say. He was number 8. I was number 5. I was like, oh, I'm doing something right.
And Nicole, if you follow her on Instagram and stuff like that, she's networking with different people in Austin, because Austin is the place where a lot of internet marketers are. And I'm like, Nicole, when do you do the work? But she's getting the money. But she has the system in place, though. It didn't start, as you heard her story, it didn't start out that way. All right, but once you get to a certain level, you can really outsource a lot of your work, and that's what we teach you here with Empower Network, to be able to outsource a lot. Up front, you have to put in the work, but the way everything is changing now, we as your sponsors, we have an incentive to really be in the trenches with you so that we can help you get your first few sales, because that's where the income literally explodes. And so, Nicole, thank you for stepping out. Tell Jamie I said hello, and I'm going to be I am an eventual millionaire. I will be on one of her podcasts relatively soon.
That's right. Yes, I love Jamie. So you guys go check her out. iTunes, or I think she said the other one's called
The Eventual Millionaire.
Yeah, I think Sketcher is the Android user, but the podcast is called The Eventual Millionaire. She just released a book, so check her out. So yeah, guys, it's so good to be here. Thank you, Adrian. And I will say this, guys, also as you are progressing forward in your business, I want you to not have the mindset of short-term thinking. I want you to think long-term. Start paying attention to people outside of Empower Network in the internet marketing niches. Like, start paying attention to, companies, businesses talking about social media, talking about internet marketing, and pay attention, because people are out here charging 5-figure consulting fees per month to do these things. I want you to recognize that I think sometimes when you get in this environment, you take for granted because we're talking about it and people think it's all hype or we're just trying to pitch you on something. But I do get offline a lot now to hear what's going on, and I'm blown away. I'm like, I'm underpaid still in the money I'm making. I'm like, I got to step my game up. So pay attention to that, guys, and you'll see the value in what we're doing here. I mean, you can get some instant results. So thanks for having me, Paul, Rockin' and Rollin' Superstar, and Adrian, Team 300. Guys, so good thanks for having me on the call. So good to be here. And
thank you, Nicole.
Thanks for jumping out, Nicole.
Oh, no problem.
All right,
guys.
Bye.
Paul, closing out, bro, what would you say to the person that's a little bit on the fence and, about the new changes that's going on as well? How do you see it from your perspective?
Well, first of all, let me just break state a little bit and say, I'm just, impressed with, what Nicole's been able to do. Because, I haven't really been seeing her, too active. I'm just like, how the heck did she just, pop up on that leaderboard like that? And, it's almost like she just, speaks and then just money comes, right? It's probably at that point now, right? But, I'm sorry, I was just, so, still mind-bottled by the fact that you're on that leaderboard, and I'm over here how the heck is she doing it? I don't even see her that active. But sorry, say that question again, Adrian.
I'm just over here on mute, just laughing hysterically. What did I say? Just basically, all jokes. All right, guys, we have fun on these webinars and stuff like that too. But what would you say? Because we've got people that have been invited out by only a small group of people on my team. All right, and after Paul is done, I'm going to explain to you guys the formula on how to create massive wealth within the next 30 to 60 to 90 days, all right? But what would you say to that person that's, okay, you talked a little bit about Empower Network, you guys told stories and stuff like that, but, what can I actually do, or how can I actually get started, or why should I get started? Even if they didn't listen to what Nicole said or what you said or what I said, what would you say to that person that's on the fence right now?
Well, first of all, if you're on the fence, get off the fence, because it's probably a picket fence or a really sharp fence, and it probably hurts. So you can just jump off the fence, right, and step over the line and step over that terror barrier. But man, like Nicole said before, this is, if you really want to have a point of reference, it's kind of like a university, okay? And I've been to college. I've been to college for 4.5 years, and never really graduated with anything. Other than a certificate in EMT, I just never had real passion for anything, and and obviously I failed, right? Because my heart was not in in that place, right? You know, I found my heart. You know, I found passion here, and that's where my heart is really connected to here. So, you know, you might be somebody that's watching, and maybe you haven't found anything that you can be passionate about other than something that it is right now. And then, like, you know, as soon as you plug in, you might even, you know, be attracted to the fact that, you know, we talked about money, we talked about what it is. But, you know, once you know, cross over that line, you might have a breakthrough, right? You might have a breakthrough immediately, and you might realize that this isn't about making money. This is about transformation. This is about helping other people. You know, but I'll tell you this is that, if, you know, once you make the decision to get started, you make the decision to get started. But if you really want to have the results that you want in your life, right? You know, whatever that may be, you know, definitely don't play it small. Don't come in here, like Nicole said earlier, just wanting to pay the rent. In fact, you know, I was talking to somebody earlier. They were like, "Oh, you know, I just want to make, you know, enough money to just pay the rent." And you know, I'll tell you this is that, you know, although you can pay the rent, your rent here, you can definitely pay your bills. But it's in that thinking that will prevent you from taking the actions that are necessary to actually go ahead and do that. So, you know what, I'll tell you this is just expand your thinking, because the possibilities here are endless. I mean, there's a guy who came in here, used our system within 30 days, created 728 grand in 30 days. So, you know, paying your rent of $500-600 a month versus that. I just want you to start stretching a little bit and treat this business like a university, okay? Because in this business, you know, you have a different type of model. You have a guru business model where you can make just as much money as a guru, and you don't have to be a guru. This is also a high-ticket business model where you get paid on the back end selling higher-ticket products, where you can leverage higher-ticket commissions to earn more money in the front end by reinvesting your profits, and we're going to teach you exactly how to do that, okay? This is also an affiliate marketing company, except the difference is you make all of the money on all of our core product lines, where you don't have to recruit thousands and thousands and thousands of people. In fact, you can actually make a 5-figure monthly income with just 3 sales, 2 to 3 sales a month, and you have made a 5-figure per month income here. And then lastly, you also get to help other people, because at the end of the day, if you want to make a lot of money, you need leadership, hard work, dedication, but most importantly, education. And the education in the back office of Empower is going to allow you to learn the skill set that you need to go out there into the marketplace and start producing results. And if I were to tell you this, you know, besides everything that we've been sharing with you, it starts with the decision that you're going to come in and be successful. You're going to come in, you're going to treat this just like an online university. You're going to work your butt off just like you would in school, right? You want to get an A in the class every single day, follow our 8 simple steps on a daily basis, make a decision to meet us in Charlotte, right? Get all in, get to Charlotte, follow the 8 steps, right? Which is kind of like finishing your homework on a daily basis. That's the way I look at it. Do your homework every day, get an A in the class, get a 4.0, right? And some of you guys are way smarter than me. Some of you guys have 4.5s in GPA, right? And all I'm telling you is this: is take that same confidence you had in school, take that same confidence you had at at your job being a team leader, take that same confidence you've had in your life, transfer it over here, put your head down, mind your neighbor, work for, especially now, you can work for literally 30, 60, 90 days, especially with what we got going on. Go all in, get to Charlotte, bring people to Charlotte. I'm not telling you that you're going to make a lot of money, but I'm telling you right now, the people who now decide to jump over the fence and get off the fence, right? Get off the fence, jump over it, and join in the same party that we're going, you guys are going to be able to create some very similar results, because it's only a matter of just following your mentor's advice to the T. So just treat this like a semester in school and actually get to work and treat it like you're going to school. You come in and you give it your all every single day for a specific period of time, because of the leadership here, because you can make a lot of money in the back end, because you can leverage monthly promotional cycles, you can leverage what's going on in the secret window that we have for you. You can create a bigger result than you ever thought possible, because that's what happened to me at a time that wasn't even as possible as before. I came in January 2013 and created the result that I did. You can come in right now and have a success story in 30 to 60 days when you now make a decision.
Dude, I was on mute. I'm just cheering to myself like, man, Paul is rocking it. And so, Paul, first of all, again, I appreciate you jumping out, man, because you didn't have to do this for me. I really appreciate that. And hopefully you guys can see just by his mannerisms and by how he's speaking and the confidence that he has, why he's making the money that he's making, okay? And again, this is a guy who 17 months ago was just making $2,000 a month working in a Sprint kiosk, all right? Slinging cell phones, right? I don't know about you, Paul, but weren't you tired of those iPhone launch days and those iPhone customers? Because those iPhone customers are a different breed of customers. They have all these crazy questions and they expect the world and stuff like that. Now, I'm an iPhone user, okay? I'm not knocking iPhone users, okay? But you know you're a special breed if you just wait in line 50,000 hours just to get an iPhone. But all that aside, here's the reason, and I'm going to share with you the formula. Here's the reason why the next 30 to 60 days is so critical, okay? And I'm going to share with you exactly what made the difference for me, all right? Now, first of all, if you know me, you know that I give all credit to God because he's been able to bless me to be able to earn a full-time income, okay? I'm not crazy saying that I would have did this without him, because with me personally, I would not have been able to. I handle my spiritual part of my life. Now, as far as the physical aspect, and all the network marketing companies are missing this. They are missing, and this is what we have that's very special here with Empower Network. One of the things, we have a low ticket item that provides an extreme amount of value on the front end. All right, let me explain that one more time. We have a low ticket item that provides an extreme amount of value on the front end. That's our viral blogging system. All a blog platform is just a website that allows you to express your interests, your opinions, and stuff like that. It allows you to update it with video, text, audio, pictures, whatever you want to do. What I use my blog for is I use it to build trust with those people that are on my email list. I use it to train people on my email list. I use it to build more trust and credibility and to train my team. That's what I use my blogging platform for. If you don't know this, over 60% of the people that make a buying decision on the internet do it because they read something on a blog. So it allows us to sell more items. It allows us to sell more products. All right, so that's on the front end. On the back end, and this is where every single network marketing company is missing it. They do not have other products that they can sell on the back end on a continual basis. Here's the thing that's so true about business. If you want to be able to make more money, it is so much easier to sell more products to somebody that's already purchased from you than to sell products to somebody that hasn't purchased anything at all. And so because of the way, because our products are so gangster, because they teach you things that you need to know in this day and age to pay the bills. I mean, you heard from Nicole how you could take what we learned here in the Empower Network and literally go and command in the marketplace like 6- and 7-figure paydays. These are people that, internet marketers, that charge a lot of money for the skills that you're able to learn here with the Empower Network. You heard Paul say, treat this like a semester in college. I'm telling you guys right now, one of the reasons why I'm so successful now, that I've been able to be successful, is because of the training and education that we have here with our different products with Empower Network. And we have the ability to be able to earn high commissions. I'm talking about high commissions. We have the ability where we have to earn residual income and high commissions. Now, I'm not talking about the small, eeny-weeny residual income of 10% and 20% and all that type of stuff. I'm talking about literally 100% commissions minus the merchant account fees, minus the processor fees. Why? Because we are a business, all right? You can't get away from merchant accounts. You can't get away from processing fees, all right? And so we have the ability to earn a residual income, and we have the ability to earn big income. So when you merge those two together, all right, listen to what I'm saying. When you merge those two together, that's how you're able to create these days where you're earning $1,000 in a day, or $3,000 in a day, or $1,900 in a day. This is exactly how I was able to walk away from my job and stay away from my job, because I have the residuals coming in and I have the big earnings coming in, the big paydays. Guys, last week, and I'm not saying this to brag, but I'm saying this to let you know what can be a reality for you. Now, this may seem small to you, or it may seem large. You know, get in where you fit in. But last week I was able to earn $6,000 in 1 week. 1 week. Paul was able to do over that. That's why I had him out. And I'm so glad that he's younger than me and earning way more money than me, because, you know, you don't have to know anything about the internet to really start making a killing here with the Empower Network. Nicole, she was on the leaderboard, so she did well over $6,000 last week, right? Well, and so, but I'm
she must have done at least 20, because Michelangelo Lopez did around like 13, 14, and he wasn't even on the leaderboard.
Oh, so Nicole, oh my gosh, yo, I'm getting excited. So, and I'm going to explain to you why this is so powerful. Because we understand that the average new person does not know how to sell. We understand that the average new person doesn't even know how to market anything at all. And that is perfectly fine. The way our system is set up, listen to what I'm explaining to you. The way our system is set up is that we have somebody so powerful that's going to do the selling for you. Okay, somebody that I was sold on the video. Paul was sold on the video. Nicole was sold on the video. We have over 300,000 people that have purchased products from us that were sold on the video. Why? Because what Dave Wood does is so compelling. It is so powerful that it literally makes you want to pull out your debit or credit card and buy now. The way that here's what we actually do. We show people the video, all right? We get people in at the $25 level. Why? Because it's a no-brainer. If somebody doesn't have $25, we don't work with them. All right? We get people in at the $25 level. Actually, here's the formula right here. Our goal, number one, is to bring in 2 new members a day that buy the viral blogging system. That's only 2 $25 sales per day. The second thing is we do a new member coaching call with them. All right? This is the formula right here that's going to help you create a ridiculous amount of income. All right. The second thing is we do a new member coaching call for them. The third thing is we plug them into the Fast Start training. Why? Because that whole process is doing the selling for us. All right. It's really doing the selling for us. When they see the videos, Dave Wood is just such a master at selling that, I mean, all you got to focus on literally is getting people in on the front end. That's literally all you have got to do, and do the new members coaching call, and then let Dave Wood do the selling for them. We got Empower Hour calls every Monday night. These are team calls where you want to get your prospects on. Okay, you want to sell from event to event. I learned that from a very high 7-figure earner way back in my career. You want to sell from event to event. What's an event? An event is a call that we do every Monday night. An event is a webinar that I do for my team every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. An event is going to the live event that we're having in Charlotte. Okay, you want to get people onto the events. You want to sell people on why they need to get on. You just want to invite them out. Okay, so that formula, as simple as it may sound, and Paul, you can attest to this, as simple as it may sound, focus on getting 2 viral blogging system sales per day, right? That's number 1. Number 2, do the new member coaching call. Number 3, get them plugged into the Fast Start training. If you can focus on doing that, we're going to help you do a lot of things, but if you can focus on that, you have the potential to earn a serious amount of income in a short, compressed time frame. Now, we cannot force you to do the work. We cannot force you to get people onto the webinars or to the calls and stuff like that. All we can do is lead by example. Am I right or am I lying, Paul?
You're right. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, just like in anything in life, you have to treat this. You got to treat this serious. You got to add it not just as an extracurricular activity, but it's got to be that income producing activity, which means you have to be there and you have to show up. And how you show up in your business is a direct reflection of how you're showing up in your life. If you're sitting down eating potato chips, watching television, that habit is going to be one that you're going to have to break, because you can't just expect to start succeeding unless you are willing to put in your time and energy into it, right? Because in the beginning, you have a skill to learn. You have to learn how to bring in people, and that's what the Empower Network product line is going to teach you, how to bring in those 2 people a day. The 15K formula, which is one of our $1,000 products, teaches you exactly what you need to do to drive targeted traffic, right? Not just anybody, but people like opportunity seekers, MLMers, the professional speaking niche, the struggling business owners, people that actually want and need this service. We teach you how to go and target them. That way, it's a no-brainer. People will just pull out their credit card right away. That's why we teach you how to market the right way, the most effective way, versus another way in other traditional companies on how they teach you. This is why it works. So, all you got to do, like he said before, is bring in 2 customers a day, focus on bringing 30 leads a day, get yourself to the event, do a new member coaching with your team members and get them to the event as well. And if you're somebody that is now serious about your business and you know that you can succeed, if you're willing to go all in as well, so will your team, because people, again, don't do what you say. They're willing to only do what you do, and that's why leading by example is so important.
Exactly. And so here's the game plan for the next 30 to 60 to 90 days. All right. You were specially invited out by somebody that's on my team that's all in, and they're going to the event. And my team knows this. From here on out, I'm only working with people that are serious about their business. How do you show me that you're serious? By you being all in, meaning you have all the products, all right, and by you making it out to the events, all right? You're able to take advantage of these very powerful webinars that we're doing. You're able to take advantage of some other things that we're doing, okay? And so the reason why the next 90 days is so critical is because we have an event that's happening in Charlotte. Okay, I understand that this may be brand new to you and stuff like that, but if you're serious and you want to get started, get back with the person that invited you out. Go ahead and get started right now. Okay, just ask them for the link so that you can join. As I mentioned, we're going to do a new members coaching call with you, and we're going to plug you into the Fast Start training. Okay, and if you can follow that, we're going to help you to get new people onto your team, and we're going to help you to make some money. Okay, now I cannot guarantee how much money that you will make. Obviously, the variable is you. I don't know if you're going to follow this to a T or not, but I'm telling you right now, our system is so powerful that if I'm not personally mentoring you, or Paul or Nicole, you can still be successful here. However, it is very important for you to understand that we've already been through most of the challenges that you will go through. So it only makes sense to actually get the education to be able to plug in so that you can get access to us, okay? This is a business, and we treat it like a business. So I want to leave you guys with this, all right? I want to leave you with this. There's a team member that may be watching this webinar right now. Her name is Kayla, who I admire so much. And Kayla, by the way, you're probably hearing this for the first time, but I've been talking about you like crazy, all right? I don't know if she's like 18, 19, or 12. I know she is extremely young, all right? And she joined my business about 2 weeks ago. She joined my business about 2 weeks ago, all right? And I made an announcement to my team that from here on out, I'm only working with a small group of people that are number one, all in, and number two, making it to the live events, okay? And this is when we started the new promotion that we have going on right now. This is why the next 30 days is so important, all right? To where we have what's called an all-in bundle pricing. All of our products was around, it still is if you are outside of the window, but it's $51.25 to get an education in internet marketing that will teach you how to earn 6 and 7 figures a year. All right, we launched an all-in bundle pricing of $29.97. To make a long story short, she at first didn't think she'd be able to come up with the money. Then she sent me a text message, Adrian, is the 10 still open up? And I said, as of right now, it is, because the first day that we opened up the cart, it was a buying frenzy. We didn't get the emails like we were supposed to saying who got all in, Paul. I don't know if you got your emails, but I wasn't getting mine. But I know people were buying, right? But I said, as of right now, it's still open. And at one point, she said, Adrian, I got $2,000, but I don't know if I can come up with the extra $1,000. Long story short, she texted me the other day, I got the money, I'm all in. And the reason why I'm sharing that with you is because she is a very young person, but she sees the vision. She understands what she wants in life, and she was able to come up with the money to get for the all-in bundle price, and she was able to get all in. And I told her, just like I'm telling you right now, if you were invited out by somebody that's on my team and you make a decision to get started with us and run with us and be in Charlotte with us and get all in, I am going to do everything within my power to help you out so that you can start seeing some commissions come in. All right, I'm going to do that, everything within my power. But I understand this. At the end of the day, it's totally up to you. If you want my time, Paul and I, we're going to possibly be partnered up later on in the future, doing webinars with each other's teams and stuff like that. If you want to be mentored by us, then you have got to follow it. These are the rules that we play by, and I'm telling you right now, when you are able to earn $1,000 in one day, that will blow your mind. When you're able to earn $125 a month, residual income off of one person, that is going to blow your mind. That's unheard of in the network marketing industry. When you're able to bring in $3,000 sale, that will blow your mind. I'm telling you right now, now is the time. The time in Charlotte, it starts June 26th, going to June 28th. You want to make it out to the event. So get back with the person that invited you out to this webinar so that you can go ahead and get started immediately. Now, if you say that, Adrian, I appreciate your time, this isn't for me, we totally understand that. We totally appreciate that. We thank you for your time. But I'm telling you right now, we are going to do this with or without you. We prefer to do it with you. So that being said, we're going to end the webinar. We thank you for your time. Paul, I appreciate your time. You guys have a great night.